That year hollyhocks came red through the ash. Below Acrocorinth, beside stones worn smooth by pilgrims. No one called them beautiful. By dusk their stalks were gray with dust. Night made us numb. It folded the ruins into Lethean dark and kept one small hope breathing through dreamless sleep. Winter crossed Acrocorinth on a salt-cold wind. We found respite among the emptied shrines. At moonrise we walked the broken precinct, shared wine and talked for 5 hours. Philip began. Night after night the little owl returned to the volute cradleos, lifted an olive leaf upon his palm, sent it forth and drew it back again. Separate voices found one measure. So we knew her, ash gray in lunar light, by the gray that entered the marble. We named one goddess palace, neither strong nor weak. The voices of many men rose as one. At the morn way, the tide's soft knock against the slab, giver of every gift, my little girl, who dwellest within. Latin orders climbed the steps of the shrine. The prayers murmured, then broke. The tide kept knocking. Glory, horror, blood entered the ivy shine dark. The tide kept knocking under her mother's wing. Sudden forever, the tide kept knocking. Eyes went glass, death only quickly, softly. The tide knocked across paint, pale dice rolled. Iobake and stopped. Then I said, Ukimi, Asti. For a moment no one spoke, then someone filled my cup again. At moonrise we walked the broken precinct, shared wine and talked for 5 hours. Salt moved through roofless temples, paling dusk over many gods, half buried, half shattered. My father had grown old, his sight was dim. He called me to his bedside and closed his hand over my son of Rome. He said, above the triumph one name rang, Achaicus, 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 Achaicus. 5 chariots bore Corinth through Rome. I crossed the triumphal way, gave no ear to the name, and eastward I sailed, astern, Italy narrowed to a headland, then a line, then nothing. Wind took the sail sideways, strange men pulled as one. 4 days the storm held us. On the 7th morning, bronze brown beneath the low gray haze, Attica rose, the hull shuddered beneath me. Attica rose ahead. If the wisest had asked here, what was left for me to ask? Days later, beneath the colonnade, Critalos and I met. Son of Rome, you know the word, but what does it name? At the Ilissos, when the river washes you, wait a day, then bring me the same waters. Close your hand around the grid at your feet, and I will show you Rome slipping through 1,000 fists. Day after day, on my way back, I passed the forges. 3 hammers fell. Philip crossed the threshold, medal in his arms. 3 hammers fell. Behind him she stepped from beneath the awning, unhurried. 3 hammers fell, sparks lifted. She did not turn. 1 step and shadow gave way to light. I did not ask her name, she was gone. A year later, a hand touched my left shoulder. I turned. Sergius, Gallia. She kept her hand there until our steps agreed. Looking across the harbor, I asked, which ship is fairest? The one that bears what one loves. Are you mine? I asked. If you do not let go